I'm in the shower one day and there's like banging on the door. And who is it? It's my roommate. It's my super. And my super doesn't speak English. So the super is holding the landlord on FaceTime. And my landlord is shirtless. And they come in to investigate the drip.
I've heard some stories about your place and how you get into it a little bit with your roommate about the floors being wet.
Oh my god! Where'd you hear about this?
Wait.
This guy is a fucking menace, bro.
Catch me up.
This guy is fuck this fucking guy, dude.
Wait, can I tell you the story I heard? First?
Yeah.
So I heard.
How'd you hear this? Okay.
I can't. I don't want to snitch.
Can you
on my
catch
source.
me up?
The fuck, dude? People are talking shit about the way I shower. How did this reach the West Coast?
It did.
This is bullshit. All right, I want to hear what you heard, and then I'll tell my story.
All right, let me make sure I'm getting this right because
No, you don't have to do that.
it was your roommate
Yeah,
was getting out of the shower or something.
he's like a bad person.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I hear.
He's like a bad guy.
And this is you're being serious? Is this a random person or is your friend who's a bad guy?
He was my friend.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
he's
real.
a comedian.
Okay.
He's 6'6". He's Serbian. You'll never meet a more. You never meet a person who's less happy about being 6'6". He should wake up every day and go, "Oh my God, I'm 6'6". Life is beautiful." But instead, he chooses the rain. He chooses the dark clouds, and he chooses to make it my problem. So please go on. I'm curious to see what you heard.
Basically, these comedians were hanging out at your apartment, and they were talking to your roommate about the shower situation.
Yeah.
And apparently, the water can leak through
The water
ceiling,
killer. We have very thin floors,
which is like the craziest thing.
it's crazy. I can smell what the person downstairs is cooking when I'm in the bathroom. Smell shrimp. Makes a lot of shrimp.
Can you smell what they're cooking in the toilet?
There's been some smells that I go, I don't recognize this from my body. And I've lived with my roommate for now close to a year. Doesn't smell like his body either. So I can only imagine it's the guy downstairs. Who's also our super, who doesn't speak English.
He's rubbing diarrhea on.
He's a paint roller every morning. Fresh layer of paint. Seen those guys, they build the same ball of paint every year, just one layer for the Guinness World Record.
But I
Diarrhea stalactites hanging from his ceiling on your floor.
I could see him doing that as like a fight back against, whatever. Like there's a little bit of dripping or something, a little bit of leaking.
Yeah.
Apparently his place doesn't even get wet. He can just hear it it hits like his light fixtures or something like that. So it's slightly annoying. Anywho, please.
But your roommate is explaining the situation to two friends.
It's the biggest thing he has going on in his life. Right now. There's nothing he has that is more important than this. And thank God that, I'm not in his shoes. Because I forget about it until it's brought up. All too often. But every day he wakes up thinking about it. It's the mountain that he climbs every day. Me, I'm like, how do I love people better? How do I be a better son, a better friend? He's like, oh, Dad was wet that one time coming out of the shower. Let me tell people about it.
Apparently, he dries off in there, like in the shower.
Yeah, no, I know he does. Apparently,
you're a bit of a renegade. You like to step out and then dry off in the bathroom.
I've been. I can't believe this is happening.
Carve your own path.
I can't believe this is happening right now. How much did he pay you to bring this up?
I've never talked to him. I don't know what his name is. I've heard this from an inside source that will remain.
I have an idea who this inside source is. Okay, so yeah. So I'll step out and I'll dry myself out in the bathroom.
Do you have a bath mat on the floor?
Yeah, there's a bath mat on the floor. That's why I bought it.
You know what's funny? I asked that too.
Well, because it sounds like it. I guess I don't know the structure of this building,
and neither did I.
Okay, it just sounds like any amount of water's going.
That's the issue, Will. Is it doesn't matter how much water, it's some amount of water will leak through. Now, I've been showering and drying off pretty much the same way I'd say for over a decade. I can't speak before that, but safely for the past 10 years, I've been showering and drying off the same. And I continue doing that. Now there's complaints about a leak.
Maybe
That's not my fault.
Maybe you could try, and this is something I've been doing, where in the shower I'll drip off.
Okay.
Where some of the water, I'll let it drip off me before I step out.
How long are you doing this for?
4-5 hours.
Okay, so I think that's where you and I have
haven't
different
used
approaches.
a towel in I don't know how long. It's so rough on my skin.
That's
The
why you have good
fabric?
skin, though.
Yeah.
Is when you let the water evaporate, you get that glow.
I'm on his side now.
He likes to, Angus, you just pretty much put saran wrap. You're soaking wet.
Yeah.
You saran wrap yourself to keep your clothes dry when you put those on. But your body's pretty much wet all the time,
Yeah,
I'd say.
you trap it in.
But the best part of the story was that while they're having this conversation, you overhear it.
Oh yeah.
And you walk
Yeah.
out and go, talking about the shower? What are you guys talking
I
about?
was in my room and I started hearing them talk shit. I was like, hey, I'm going to go to the room. I'm going to edit for a little bit. You guys do your thing. Okay, Dan. They're in my home talking shit about what I do when I'm naked. And so, okay, the worst part about this entire experience was, other than it being like this becoming a saga in my life, is I'm in the shower one day and there's like banging on the door. And who is it? It's my roommate. It's my super. And my super doesn't speak English. So the super is holding the landlord on FaceTime. And my landlord is shirtless. And they come in to investigate the drip. While I'm showering, I'm naked. I'm washing my ass.
No
And
water dripped off from the outside.
They're banging on the door. I'm like, what the fuck, is the building on fire? I come out and it's the three of them. The guy's on FaceTime.
Jesus Christ.
So that's not your biggest sexual fantasy of all time? Is that happening to
It
you?
was, if it was just the super and the landlord, sure. Yeah. But my roommate being there and orchestrating the entire thing, I've never felt a greater sense of betrayal.
Take the roommate out.
I was essentially...
did he go grab them?
It was like if in Shawshank Redemption, if Andy got prison raped by Morgan Freeman. That's exactly how it felt. He was supposed to be my best friend and confidant. And that's exactly what happened to me. So yeah, it was really upsetting. And my landlord, I didn't want to see him shirtless ever. I didn't want to know he had star tattoos on his shoulders.
Why was he shirtless?
I don't know. That's a great question.
He's
I don't
ready.
think he lives in the country. I don't know where he lives.
Wait,
he has 4 different phone
wait.
numbers. I can't reach this guy.
Wait, where did your roommate go grab them?
I don't know what happened. But he let him in. He could have said, hey, Dad's showering. He'll be out in a moment. But no, this needed to happen immediately. This needed to happen. It couldn't have waited. It couldn't have waited.
This guy does sound a little bit better than one of your previous roommates. Because I remember one of the last times we were chatting, I was like, "How's your roommate?" You go, "Smells."
Oh,
And you were being genuine.
yeah, that guy
You were
smelled like shit.
He stinks.
That guy was a really nice guy. He's gotten me concert tickets in the past year, so we're cool. But he was, dude, he would like smoke and drink and fart in his room just a lot. And, you know,